You know, there's something unsettling about waking up every day and feeling like no one truly sees you. You walk through life like a ghost, brushing shoulders with the world, but somehow never making a dent in it. You smile, nod, fulfill your roles, and yet you feel like a stranger in your own story. You start to wonder, is this really all there is? Most people aren't living, they're maintaining, sustaining routines, ticking boxes, performing tasks, but deep inside, something is screaming for more. Not more success or more followers or more money, but more aliveness, a deeper experience of being real, of being true, of being whole. What they don't teach you growing up is this, that your soul has a language, and every time you ignore it to fit in, to be safe, to be liked, you lose fluency, you forget how to speak it. And that's where most people are stuck, fluent in performance, illiterate in their own truth. You weren't born to be a replica of someone else's expectations. You were born with an original frequency, a blueprint of energy, desire, pain, and power, but somewhere along the way, you traded your depth for approval, your instincts for predictability, your spark for security, and here you are, successful, perhaps, but disconnected, tired, numb, wondering why no amount of effort seems to be enough. But I'll tell you something, you are not broken, you are not lazy, you are not too much or not enough. You are simply living too far from your own soul. There's a voice inside you, quiet, unpolished, untamed. It doesn't speak in words. It speaks in impulses, that sudden pull to create, that inexplicable urge to walk away, that tightness in your chest when you're betraying yourself, that fire in your belly when you're finally aligned. But here's the problem. We've been conditioned to mistrust this voice. We call it irrational, unrealistic, immature, and we drown it out with logic, with busyness, with noise. And then we wonder why we're anxious, why we're depressed, why we feel so off, even when life looks good on paper. You see, the soul doesn't care about appearances. It doesn't care about your LinkedIn profile, your curated image, or your productivity metrics. The soul wants truth. It wants congruence. It wants to be seen. The question is, do you want to see it? Because healing isn't about fixing what's wrong with you. It's about finding what's real in you. It's about peeling off the layers of programming, perfectionism, and people pleasing until you finally come home to yourself. That's the journey no one can take for you, the reclamation of your own being. And I'm not going to lie, it's not an easy road. There will be grief. There will be guilt. You'll have to let go of personas that once kept you safe. You'll outgrow relationships that were rooted in your past self. You'll feel lost before you feel free, but make no mistake, this is the price of liberation. You see, there's a difference between changing your life and inhabiting it. One is about external upgrades. The other is about internal alignment. And when you start inhabiting your life, truly owning your energy, your choices, your voice, something shifts. People will feel it. You'll disturb the air just by walking into a room. Not because you're loud, but because you're clear. And clarity is rare in a world addicted to performance. There's something magnetic about someone who knows who they are and doesn't apologize for it. Not arrogant, not defensive, just rooted. And that's what your healing makes possible. Rootedness, groundedness, power without force, presence without pretense. But here's the thing. No one can give this to you. You won't find it in another person. You won't find it in a self-help book. You won't even find it in me. You have to choose it. Every single day, you have to choose to come back to yourself. When the world pulls you out, come back. When fear tempts you to shrink, come back. When old patterns scream louder than your intuition, come back. Come back to your body, your breath, your boundaries, your knowing. This is what it means to live awake. Not perfectly, but consciously, courageously, and yes, it will cost you, but I promise you, The price of authenticity is nothing compared to the cost of abandonment, of abandoning yourself. You can't be fully loved if you're only partially seen. You can't be deeply respected if you're constantly diluted. You can't be wildly alive if you're always trying to be acceptable. At some point, you have to risk being uncomfortable to reclaim being real. You have to risk being misunderstood to be true. You have to stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. You were not designed to live in fear of your own voice. You were not created to chase crumbs of validation. You were not born to be liked. You were born to be alive. But aliveness comes with responsibility. To yourself, to your values, to your vision. No more outsourcing your power. No more hiding your truth. No more waiting for permission. The people who truly love you, they don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be you, unfiltered, unmasked, unapologetically human. And when you begin living like this, something miraculous happens. You stop trying to prove your worth because you remember it. You stop chasing things that drain you because your energy becomes sacred. You stop fearing loneliness because solitude becomes your sanctuary. And slowly but surely, you become the kind of person who doesn't just exist, but emanates. People feel your energy before you speak. They respect your boundaries without you shouting. They feel safe in your presence because you're safe within yourself. This is what real power feels like. Not the kind that dominates, but the kind that radiates. And it all starts with one question. Are you willing to meet the real you, not the polished version, not the version they expect, but the raw, vibrant, unfiltered you? Because the moment you do, life begins to open, not instantly, not easily, but honestly, and in that honesty lies your healing. So stop waiting for the world to validate your path. It never will. The only approval you need is your own. Trust your inner voice, even if it shakes, even if it whispers, even if it contradicts everything you were taught. Because that voice, that's your soul. Trying to come home, let it.